Be aware when taking advices. I know I'm a hypocrite when I give advice, but I want to get on advices because I feel if you are watching this video, you will watch like other channels in the same format. Like I don't know their names, but you know what I mean. You watch the Minecraft background as it is now, or the Call of Duty background, and they'll talk about life advices or like finance or dating or whatever it could be, and they'll give some advices. And I feel that advices are quite situational. One advice won't work for another. Of course, that's obvious, but I feel it's the same thing how, when you're trying to be really productive and you study, and it's basically you're watching videos about productivity and you're not actually doing what you're meant to do, but you're watching videos about it. It's like saying, "Oh, I'm gonna go gym," but then you just watch gym reels or gym YouTube videos. And like even if you're learning like different exercises or different forms, you're not actually testing it out. And I feel that's similar a bit to advices where let's say you have a dating thing and you're trying to take advice. Don't just keep watching videos and not like actually do them or try them out. But I want to make you aware that you also have to be a bit self aware of how one advice can be implemented to yourself. One, like your friend's advice might not work for you. Like example, like let's say you're drinking and you're, you know what, I want to stop drinking. I don't want to drink anymore. I just, whatever reason, like I don't want to have kidney problems, or I just don't want to lose a lot of money. So you ask for advice. Who's not been drinking for a while or at all and just giving it up, and you ask for advice. They just tell you that what they did is go cold turkey, just went straight off it the next day, and it never went back. So you try out, and you crack, you relapse because going cold turkey is hard. All right, first, like whatever addiction you have, going cold turkey is so hard, and I feel for cold turkey, you need an external motivation to do that. It can't be internal. That's what I just believe. I feel like when parents sometimes give up smoking or drinking for the child, it is so much easier to do that than for themselves. It's so much easier to give up something or to stop something for someone else than themselves. Of course, some people don't care. But anyways, back to the thing. You relapse and you go drink. It doesn't work. The advice doesn't work. So you're like, oh, maybe I just keep drinking. But maybe if the person learns like, it doesn't work and you go back, they'll give you other advices. But that initial advice might not work. So what actually might work for you is on this specific day, don't drink. Or when you do drink, limit yourself. Or go non-alcohol. It really depends on your reason. And the challenges are very sometimes hard to go by. Like for drinking, people use it as a social tool. That's the same with like smoking or anything. It's a great way to make friends, and you kind of like, especially drinking, sometimes feel singled out or a bit of a alien or outsider when you don't drink, and you feel you're missing a lot of fun. So FOMO as well. It really depends who you hang around with and who you drink with. At least I'm lucky enough, people don't care. They're like, oh, why? And you say like, oh, I just don't want to anymore. Fair enough. But so hopefully you don't have those kind of friends. I think another one would be is gym. So let's say whatever body type you are, you have to listen to different people with different body types. Like one that like got shredded from being fat or from skinny, and they have both different ways of going to that, or one that had like regular like skinny fat. All three of them have different ways of getting to the physique they had. So it might not, all of them might not apply to you, only one of them, but you also have to figure out. Now, I'm not saying if you hear advice, shun it away, but all I'm saying is to have a little self-aware to be like, oh, this can fit in, or I can try this. But don't have the mindset, if this doesn't work, nothing will work and you're screwed. And I want to go on the other side of saying, if you're given advice, I feel especially for emotional, for mental problems, if you're getting asking advice for those problems, I overthink a lot, and a bunch of people tell me like, "Oh, it's gonna be all right. You can't predict the future. If if overthink the worst, why not overthink the best?" Like I know all the answers, and I know they're right, but it is so hard to understand that, to actually get it, and I feel that can also cause frustration. Where even with advice, it could be the best advice you could ever have from a person for like those mental problems in your head. It only works if you understand, you get it, and you agree. If that makes sense, like you can agree it's the right answer, but you don't believe it or understand it. Even if you have that, counterintuitive, but you just have to almost gaslight yourself and just be like, yeah, they're right. You know, like be positive. The subconscious mind is a real thing. Like what you tell yourself in your head will say. Like if you say I'm ugly, you will slowly believe you're ugly. I just want to be aware that it's very hard, especially for a mental problem. It's quite hard to overcome it until you understand it. Now, to the other side of giving advice, sometimes the best way to help a friend, a partner, a family member, a stranger, whoever you're talking to, is sometimes to just not giving advice or solving their problem. I feel like this could be towards men. Let's be so for real. If you ever have a girlfriend, I know I had it at the start. When they have a problem, it could be the mind. It's like, oh, I had such a like if they're working, it's like I had such an annoying deal, or I was overstressed, or this little thing happened. I'm just, or your mate goes over like, man, I just had a rough day, like nothing went well, or especially, when you're having a bad day and your t-shirt gets caught on the door handle and you stub your toe. Oh, rough days. But I think when you're like, oh, just, breathe, drink water. Um, it won't happen next time. Or make sure you don't stub your toe. Make sure you stay a bit away from the door handle, or just solutions. Like, yeah, they could be right, but that is not what they want to hear. Some people just want to hear, damn, that sucks. You know, like, how did that happen? I feel bad for you. That just sucks so bad for you. I just want a person to rant about it, not someone to give solution, because it feels like they're not fully listened or heard. If someone's come up to you about like a problem, you can go two different ways, where you ask if they want advice, or just a rant or heard, however you want to say it. You ask that, or just feel it out, or only give advice if they do ask. Because I feel like some people will just give advice while asking another person if they even need it, and just letting them rant, feeling heard, and just almost, if you can even make light of the joke, like, man, that if they're like working in retail, like, oh, that customer's so annoying, like, just make fun of them. I don't know why you even make fun of them, or just make the situation funny, or just laugh. Like, t-shirt caught by the hanger, or no, the door handle, just laugh at it. Sometimes just laughing them out and talking and letting them rant helps so much more than giving any advice, even if it's the best advice in the world. Just another 2 cents on advices and receiving advices is, especially if you go on social media, or you meet a one blue moon of a very extremist on a side. I feel advice should be gray. It should never be black and white. Of course, the circumstances is very black and white, but I think most cases is very gray and nuance. If you're ever on social media, it's like hustle, the hustle culture. Go grind. If you have a free time, use this as a side hustle. Make sure you're healthy, fit, do this and save, and like save for the future, because, it'd be smart to do that. And the other side is, you only live once. Live like it's your last day. And that's another thing. People say live like your last day, and some people might take that as do everything you can one day, which you can't. That's what I mean. You need to make it gray, not black and white. For that saying, live every day like your last, is to not regret what you're doing. Like maybe go a little extra mile, but it doesn't mean you can't do everything every like little day. Like you can't do everything in one day. You can't travel everywhere in one day. You have to save up, which means you have to work. Or that physique you want, you have to work and go to gym consistently for years for that, you know?